Fan films and trailers have been prevalent in the last 20 years, especially following the rise of new media like YouTube and TikTok. As the internet has expanded, films have gained the freedom to create and upload their own interpretations of their favourite franchises. Melanie Schiller coins the term as collaborative authorship, and an assumed cooperation has developed for what she labels as a consumer base of participating amateurs, leading to a consistent stream of fan media, especially in video form. Franchises like Halo, Portal, Fallout and Metal Gear Solid have all received live-action fan interpretations, seeking to produce alternative viewing options to the often disappointing Hollywood features that have made their way to cinemas. Many of these, due to the much longer stories as the source material, often choose to write new narratives set within that universe. The Uncharted fan film is no different, and this essay will analyse how it utilises the unity of effect and considerations of adaptation to deliver a cohesive and faithful adaptation of a video game. The plot of the Uncharted fan film is a simple one. Nathan Drake, a renowned treasure hunter and thief, is captured by adversaries for a valuable bracelet believed to be in his possession. It is revealed that he does have it, but it's in Sully's possession, and is captured on purpose to find letters related to the lost treasure of the Fleur de la Mar. Johannes Rees suggested that the strongest way to engage a spectator is by appealing to our general concern for other people. Uncharted's plot achieves this through its beginning, as the hook of a hostage situation provides a reason to be concerned for Drake, grabbing the viewer's engagement early on. Edgar Allan Poe devised the idea of the unity of effect under the premise that to achieve the totality of an experience, it must be done within one sitting. Poe also felt that every element of the plot should contribute to the ending and overall tone. He wrote that it is only with the denouement constantly in view that we can give a plot its indispensable air of consequence or causation by making the incidents and especially the tone at all points tend to development of the intention. This meant that when writing a short film to achieve the unity of effect, all the plot elements should contribute to the ending devised beforehand. Uncharted's ending has a tone of adventure and mystery. To support this tone, the short film features action from the very start, as Drake is interrogated to the end as he escapes his kidnappers. Additionally, scenes are peppered with references to an unknown object that Nathan Drake is supposed to have, which is what he has been captured for. As it's discovered that the object is instead in Sully's possession, the focus of the film shifts to the important letters Drake is after, which the viewer doesn't know the contents of. These plot elements are therefore consistent with the denouement of the piece, forming a tone that allows Uncharted to achieve the unity of effect or totality. To paraphrase Poe, he also suggested that the length should be equal to the intensity of the short story. While Uncharted is a longer short film, the intensity and action remain high throughout the piece. This is achieved by using varied shot types and camera movements, which ensures the viewer's engagement is held throughout the film, aiding in the achievement of the unity of effect. As mentioned earlier by Poe, for the unity of effect to be achieved, the experience must be short enough to experience in one sitting. However, a video game doesn't lend well to this theory. Not only are they long in length, but players may fail multiple times and must restart sections of the game, or may even pause it entirely to take a break. Carroll wrote that each art form has its own domain of expression and exploration, determined by the nature of the medium. Video games feature interactive elements that a short film cannot implement, so considerations must be taken when translating between those two forms of media. The fan film makes strong choices to mitigate these issues. First, its original narrative condenses a section of an Uncharted narrative that may take an hour or more for a player to progress through into about 15 minutes. It does so by tightening the action sequences that would often form the bulk of the experience into the space of a couple minutes. This mixes well with the dialogue-heavy sequences that would normally take place in cutscenes to provide a cohesive experience that feels like Uncharted would. Another issue of adaptations is maintaining fidelity. Schulzker suggested a reason for the limited success of movies based on video games is that adaptations violate the fidelity to the original work. To alleviate the issue of fidelity, the writers of the short film chose to write an original narrative, as mentioned prior. While the fact that it's a fan film does help reduce the risk of offending fans viewing the short film, the short is also written in a way that is structured like one of the Uncharted games. Hostage situations, stealing items, and explosive getaways are all regular parts of the franchise. Additionally, the writers chose to sprinkle in references to the existing media already made. Characters like Sully, Elena, and Chloe, who is mentioned in passing, all feature heavily in the series, and the short film also notes some of Nathan Drake's past experiences like El Dorado. Furthermore, as video games are a visual medium, where fidelity is lost from the lack of participatory interactivity, the short film makes up for by being faithful in its aesthetics. The film translates one of the classic outfits of Nathan Drake from the series, utilising key details like the ring attached to his necklace or his gun holsters strapped to his sides. Another choice made to help maintain the aesthetics of the game was by choosing Nathan Fillion to play Drake. He was a popular fan casting for a live-action interpretation and bears a striking resemblance to Nathan Drake in the game. Drake isn't the only character with faithful costuming, as Sully has his usual moustache and cigar. Another area where the film attempts to maintain the fidelity of the game is through its camera work. Watts Drake has stolen the letter as a long-action sequence starts. This features varied camera angles and shot types, but it also makes the choice to replicate the third-person camera from the games. As Drake lands from jumping out the window, the aspect ratio of the short film changes to fill the whole screen, just as it would in the game. The camera tracks Drake from behind as he moves, and, when he enters cover, maintains that angle and follows him as he looks out from behind it. This active choice of camera work, along with slow motion takedowns that replicate Drake's movement in the games, help the short film maintain the fidelity and the feeling of playing the game despite the loss of the interactive elements. In conclusion, the combination of the unity of effect and considerations of medium limitations allows the Uncharted fan film to successfully adapt a video game into the short film form. The choices made to replicate the visuals and costume of the games help maintain fidelity, and thus improving the overall fan reception. Additionally, the tightly choreographed fight scenes reproduce the experience of the game despite lacking the interactive element. This choice also allows the fan film to function as a short film, achieving the unity of effect due to it being digestible within a short space of time and maintaining a consistent tone to the denouement. Finally, its original narrative not only removes the risk of poorly adapting an existing story, but allows filmmakers to provide nods to what they are adapting. The Uncharted fan film shows that, with strong consideration for medium specificity issues, the short films can provide an avenue for video game adaptation where Hollywood blockbusters have failed.